So here's the deal. I have been playing a lot of the Division 2. My only problem is that I can't really capture my experience with the Division 2 so far, just because the game is fairly intensive as far as my lighting here isn't very good. As far as my processor goes, it eats up most of the is it still called bandwidth? But anyway, if I say that, you know what I mean, the bandwidth on my processor. So not only to run the game at a decent, settings, but also to record or to stream on top of that doesn't really work. I need to get a new processor. New processor is looking like it's going to be about $400. I'm not in a place where I can spend $400 and get a new processor right now, so it is what it is. Let me tell you, the game has been absolutely incredible. It's been awesome. Like I said, it came out, I started playing it on Friday. I didn't buy the early access. So I've been playing for 3 days. I think I'm about 12 hours into the game, probably about 2/3 of the way through the main story. And I've really just been enjoying the game. The only thing that I didn't like was the fact that the first 3 hours of the game, I'll say, was just what was showcased in the beta, because what Massive and what Ubisoft decided to do with the Division beta, rather than curate some experiences like we've seen in other betas like Destiny and Anthem and things like that, rather than doing that, what Ubi and Massive decided to do was just take the game from level 1 to level 7 and said, here you go. You had your 3 sections of the game, or of the map rather, starting with your base of operations at the White House. Then you had Downtown East, Federal Triangle, and I think you gotta go a little bit into the East Mall, but not too much, because that area is the next area that extends to about level 11. You got your Grand Washington Hotel, you got your Jefferson Trade Center, and you got your Viewpoint Museum missions, side missions, control points, shade tag caches, propaganda disruptions, public execution disruptions, territory control disputes. The whole works was all in the beta. The beta was really the foundation for the Division 2. And now we have access to all of the skills. We have new skills from in this game that weren't in last game, like the Chem Launcher, the Firefly, the Hive. The Pulse works differently now, and now it kind of sucks. Pulse is really a skill that is oriented towards people that are in groups. And let's say you have the one person that's just running support skills, they would definitely take one of the 3 variants of the Pulse with them. The Hive is really cool. The Hive can also function as a support skill or a offensive skill. You have offensive variants of the skill, you have healing variants of the skill, you have a variant of the skill that revives downed agents, which is really cool. So that kind of serves as the reviving support station from the Division 1. You can take it, throw it over to one of your teammates who is downed, and it will revive them. I don't know if it revives them if they've been killed or if they're just downed. I would need to test that myself to find out. I could rant and rave about this game for a long time, and I'm not even at the end game yet. I haven't touched the Dark Zone, and I haven't touched Conflict. So there is a lot to this game I haven't experienced, and I still am. I'm just in love with it. But this is not a video about the Division 2. I plan on doing a full Division 2 first impressions / initial review / something in the coming weeks. I have a lot of stuff that I want to talk about because there is a lot to this game. I think that in the area of looter shooter sequels, Massive has struck gold in that They had the Division 1 that launched to mixed acclaim, didn't exactly have the best launch. But over the course of 3 years, the game really grew and turned into a game that people loved. I was one of those people that I bought into the Division very early on because there are not a ton of third-person shooters out on the market, and that's personally one of my favorite. I don't know if you can consider it a genre, but one of my favorite types of games, a third-person ARPG or a third-person, really anything. I just love the idea of a game being in third person, because a lot of games give you the opportunity to create your character and to make them look however you want, but then you never see anything but their hands. It never made sense to me. So whenever I'd play Bethesda games, I'd play them in third person. Your Fallouts, your Skyrims, your whatever. I don't really play Bethesda games a lot. I've talked about it in previous videos. If you go watch my video game collection video from last year, I talk about that when I talk about Fallout 4. But with that being said, this is the YEARD vlog, and this week on the YEARD vlog, we're going to talk hurry up and wait, I think. I'm gonna go play a little more, so